Are we on?
Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? What show was that from? Is that a comedian? Has everyone recovered?
No, not
No.
yet.
Did anybody feel sick?
No, I was
Not so
fine.
far. I feel like it's coming,
It's
but
coming. Yeah.
You
You
were a little
also had to
sick.
go to another thing.
Yes, I was in
Afterwards, you had to
Cape
go to a
Cod all
wedding.
weekend with some rainy weather and I'm back in sunny Las Vegas now. The sun and the warmth is healing me, hopefully.
You know, one thing you said to me in our shared bathroom at the Ritz-Carlton when my face was peeling off and I was like,
You were a little sunburned.
Yeah, because of my sunburn and I could not figure out what's going on. And you just go, we each need to get back to our climate. We
Yes.
each need our own climate. And Ellie, you're right. Look, it's all, I just needed my humidity. I needed my products. I needed
You
to
needed
get back
your
to my
safe
climate.
space.
My safe space.
That's it.
Yeah. We got back Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday, I was like, oh my gosh, I had convinced myself because I had woke up with a really bad sore throat.
Oof, that's always
All
the
day.
telltale sign.
Yes, but I feel.
Did you hop in your
today's
pool
Monday.
this weekend?
I didn't.
No?
I didn't. It was too hot. It's so freaking hot here. What did I do? I can't remember. I don't even know. I have no idea what I did. What did you guys do? You were at a wedding. Vonda, what did you do?
I was raking and pulling weeds all weekend long. And so if I was going to get sick, I sweated it all out because it was like really hot and sweaty.
Smart.
And you were spreading pine straw?
Not yet. I have to clean it all up before I spread my 35 bales of pine straw.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe that could be a team building activity for our retreat.
When we're all there,
I'm sure everybody'd like that. Maybe somebody would be like Tyler and be allergic to it.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Probably be a liability.
Yeah,
we'll make pizzas instead.
I think that'd be better.
We could have a contest. Who does it the fastest?
Exploiting our free labor.
So let's talk about SAF.
Let's talk. More talking, Lori.
Ellie's
Yap.
I get it, Ellie, because
yapping.
somebody was like, let's get together and have dinner together. And I'm like, seriously?
No, not this weekend.
No,
not at all.
That's not. No.
Not at all. But speaking of get-togethers, I do have to share something. So yesterday morning, I woke up and I got worse as the day went, but I wasn't feeling that bad. I went, got my dad, took him to our little church, one floor above his little Sunday school chapel room. And another person died.
Oh.
And I'm so sad because I'm like, dang it.
Yeah. So sad.
Nova. Sweet Nova.
Her name was Nova?
Oh my gosh, that's your Chat GPT name. Isn't it?
Was she in her 90s? That's a very cutting edge name for a 90-year-old is Nova.
She was sweet. But anyway, sad because I feel like once a month they make that announcement. I'm like, wait, where's Eleanor?
So I'm sorry, Lori.
It's just making sad. The one good thing that I keep thinking, because I wasn't there the week prior, but the week before I was there, and her daughter and her husband were there visiting her.
Oh,
so I keep thinking about the daughter, thinking, oh, thank God. That she got to be there. And anyway, so that was they were talking about it. She lived an incredible life.
Yeah.
And she was full of joy. And I don't even know what happened. I'm hoping that she just went to sleep and went to heaven. That's what I like to believe. That
that's great.
Who knows? Let's talk about SAF, the convention. We got to see a lot of clickers.
Oh, it was so good. So great to see so many clickers. Love the picture that we took. Oh,
yes. Thank you, Willie, for sending that to me this morning. It was great to get a group photo. We actually made the things happen. We made a lunch happen with all of our clickers.
Yes.
We
a breakfast.
Made a breakfast sitting together happen and a picture.
That's big for us.
It's a big deal. Trying to herd all of our clickers. Everybody's busy on their own schedules, so it's great to have some quality time with all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really great. What's weird, and I don't know if it's because monthly shop talk or our webinars, and Cammie kind of mentioned, she's like, I forget who have I met face to face and who I haven't.
Right. Especially over the years. Cammie hasn't been in a couple years. So Yeah.
Right. And even though we're virtual, we still turn on a Zoom camera, right? Many times.
Yeah,
when we're
still
talking
feels
to
like we
people.
know them. True.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard. Have I met you before? I've met you in person, right? I've actually touched your arm before, right? I've been trying to remember who those people were and who they weren't, but it was good. I think it was I always have fun at the convention, but I loved the hotel.
Beautiful hotel.
I loved the intimacy of it. It was very easy to get around.
Yes.
So much better than some of the ones that in other conventions that we've gone to where you're walking 2 miles back and forth.
You just have to remember if you're turning right or turning left.
Yeah, it was a little bit disorienting, but
every minute we had to stop and think. Thank goodness they had signs.
Yes.
Which way to go, but
we got in early. We all drove over together from your house, and I had my retail council meetings and my connection task force meetings. Those went well, so it's good to get into the nuts and bolts of planning and all of that.
Yeah. I was talking to a couple of other people like that are on the board or retail council, and by the last day they were like, we're done. There's no more brain capacity.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of meeting. Then you go into education sessions. And
you're trying to give your all to everybody, trying to be on all the time. Yeah.
It's really smart they do that at the beginning, though.
Oh.
Because that's when all the brainstorming.
Yeah, at the end, there would be no way.
People would leave. And I am one of those weird people. I always enjoy the award show.
Yeah, it was quite emotional
this year. So emotional this year.
I know you were going to ask what our favorite part was.
Oh, okay.
We should do Rose and Thorn.
Rose and Thorn. Okay.
Rose and Thorn.
I'm trying to think of a thorn, though. Okay. You guys start. Vonda.
Yes.
Vonda Lefevre. What was your rose?
My rose was the awards banquet.
Damn it.
Sorry.
And why, though? That's because a statement. Why was the awards your favorite? What about it?
Marlon, the marvelous, but the fabulous Marlon won the Tommy Bright Award. And that was just well-deserved. Really so exciting. And then let's roll on to being inducted to the Floriculture Hall of Fame, which was Ian Prosser. So 2 of my friends, longtime industry.
On both of their faces.
Yes.
And let me add as well, Aaron got the Rising Star, and the shock, and Christine, and the shock on their faces as well. They had no idea. They had no idea. Yeah.
It was,
think at least.
They just did a great job this year. And what I loved is that they went back to we're eating during the thing.
Yes. That was nice.
We're not sitting there starving and freezing, and we're eating. And I feel like I listened better.
Totally.
Because I had food.
Yeah.
No, I think it went really well. So exciting.
And then the lounge, the after party is more of a lounge setting. I thought that was great. I loved it. And I think everybody stayed longer than if you were to isolate a group who are dancing versus not dancing.
Agree.
And then those people leave or just stand there. Yeah. So I loved
it. I loved
that. It was great
too, because it also gave us time to mill around.
Yep. It was kind of like your last time to, if you needed to say goodbye or say something to somebody, just kind of that last connection point before we all took off in the morning. So it was great.
At 4 a.m., but whatever.
We're not talking about that.
Ellie, what was your rose?
My rose was the hands-on workshop that I got to do, which I don't honestly know in all my years of going to these, whether it's AIFD or SAF or anything. I don't know if I've ever actually taken a workshop that I can remember. Passion Flowers Sue McCleary had a workshop on wearables using her famous wiring technique, and we each made our own flower headbands, like a new take on the flower crown. And it was like an 1.5 or 2 hour session, and it went by so fast, and it was so fun.
And you guys got to wear them to your next gen party.
Yes, and that was fun to have something to wear to the next gen happy hour. So we all wore them.
We were sitting on our balcony watching people arrive with their headpieces on, and I was just like, "Oh my God, that is so cool! What a great idea!"
Yeah, and now I'm getting all of the ads from Passion Flower Sue on my phone.
Oh, had you not gotten them before?
Nope. Now I
Oh.
am. I really am excited about what she's doing, and I think there's a lot of applicable techniques that she's providing to retailers. She's also coming out with a new product that's you can attach to either a ribbon or just a plain cuff for a corsage. That the little armature version of what she makes by hand that's going to be like available to the public. Things like that. I just think sometimes with artistry and floral and what on Instagram, it's not realistic to be able to do that in retail. And so I saw a lot of parallels between what she's doing, elevating the craft and taking something wiring is a old school technique, but making it modern and fresh and easy, really. Not to discredit any of it, but you have to be fast when you're producing for retail or for weddings for that matter. So yeah, that was my rose for sure.
Lori?
What
was yours?
I have another one, but I'll come back. We'll circle
back to that one because I kind of have two. I'm going to lean into what you just did. Just hanging out with Sue McCleary.
You
guys know I have fangirled for years over her and watch her. I love her videos and I can't make you think. And I met her at Symposium and I had a conversation with her. But what we didn't know at the time was she was ill. She wasn't feeling well. She had a little bug and she was in the design room the whole time. And I'm out. My boss, Vonda, has me running around like a crazy person, right? So I didn't get to connect. However, we had her to come to lunch with us when we had our Flower Clique members.
Yeah, she was our special guest.
She was our special guest. And I was like, hey, do you want to sit with me for Barry Gottlieb? She's like, yes. And so I'm just like, you are a delight. She is just a good human. She's so kind. And so I just really enjoyed her company, I guess you would say. Also, just being able to have those meetups with our members.
Yeah.
That would be my rose.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just, for me, it just gives me more energy to connect with them. I got to say what do they call it when we were doing the trade show part? What do they call that?
Expo?
The expo. I loved it.
Oh, it was great this year.
It really was. It went fast, and just where we were located,
oh my gosh,
closer to proximity, and so people just would continue.
And I think everybody had fun. It wasn't like speaking from retailers that were walking around. It seemed like they had fun. They weren't just trying to go from booth to booth and hi, what do you do? They were having fun, engaging conversations with people, and the energy overall, I think, was just really nice.
Yeah, and then from a booth perspective, us vendors, it makes it so much easier because I don't like standing there. Hey, can I tell you about Flower Clique? Like none of us are good at that.
No.
But people talking to us, I had a lot of conversations at our booth that had nothing to do with Flower Clique, but they knew we're Flower Clique, right?
Making those connections.
Well, a lot of people just stop because they're like, oh my God, we love your booth. It's the colors, it's event. Yeah. Or the podcast, things like that was like, it just invoked a conversation.
Yeah.
Connection.
What was your other rose, Ellie?
My other rose was something I was plotting in my head for maybe a week, but didn't tell anybody because they didn't know if it would happen. But I wanted to have a little pizza party on the beach after the Next Gen happy hour.
Yeah.
The happy hour was basically right next to the beach on a lawn. And so I kind of gathered up people. A lot of people had dinner plans. And for those that didn't, we've eaten at the restaurant a couple nights. I wanted to be outside. So I gathered a little group and ordered some Pizza Hut and took some wine down to the beach, and somebody got a bunch of towels to lay down, and we all just made a circle, and we all did our rose and thorn of the conference, and the waves are crashing, and it's just it was great. It was a really nice moment to have.
That was very spontaneous. You said to me, "Oh, we just decided to go down
to the been planning it for a week
and have some pizza." Pizza.
Yeah.
Very spontaneous.
That's
but
cute.
Spontaneous.
It is a great idea.
But that was awesome.
It was really fun.
Did you meet any new people by doing that?
We invited some people that I had never met to come to the pizza party. So they came down. So yes, met them at the happy hour, and then
were they
there were at
next
least 4
dinners?
people. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful because
Mhm.
you think about, and I don't know, this might have been their very first time.
It was. They were first timers. Yeah.
And they probably think they get a beach pizza party every time now.
They don't know
Wouldn't
how
that be
special that was.
nice? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
Okay,
Very
what
cool.
about everybody's thorns? Were there any thorns?
Vonda, did you have a thorn?
Thorns.
Having to leave at 4:00 the next morning, that was a
That's a good thorn.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
probably
thorn.
it.
Yeah, I was telling Vonda earlier today, I go back and forth. I'm jealous of the people that took the day at the beach. I'm always like, why didn't we think about that?
The
And
next
just
day,
take a
you mean?
late flight. Yeah, like
I mean,
some of
I
the
would have if
people.
I hadn't had to leave. I would have kept
That's
you.
true.
I would have gone to the growers, the foliage growers.
Yes,
I
that would have
really
been
would have done that if we could have stayed another day because I would have loved to go
The fern.
to
yes,
the Fern Trust
yes.
especially. They're such great supporters of our industry and I just love them. And I would have loved to do that. But you know what? We had to do that early.
Can't do it all.
Get back. I know. You can't do it all. Yeah.
Yeah, my thorn would be sitting after the gala at the lounge, and I felt like I had just talked as much as I could talk. And I just sat there and let everybody else talk. I couldn't get words out. I was done talking.
Yeah.
It was that moment when you're at a wedding or something. Actually, I did it at the wedding I was at this weekend, where you just sit back and you sip on your coffee. I sipped on the coffee because I was tired at the wedding. Observed, and it's like white noise with all the chatter, and you see everybody having fun. And so it wasn't a total thorn because I saw that. I saw all the connections and people having fun. And
Yeah.
But I think another peak would be, or a rose would be Lori's presentation.
Oh, yeah. Everybody. I think that would be a rose for a lot of people there.
Yeah. That was
like a therapy session.
It was even more special because it was just amazing. It was just a buzz afterwards.
And you had a whole line
of people were coming up, asking you questions. It was just fantastic.
Do you want to give the people a rundown of just like the name of the session and what you talked about?
Sure, but I keep forgetting. I change the name every time I say it because I'm like, wait, what was it called exactly? It was the conversations you should be having, and then in parentheses, but probably aren't. I loved it because you know me, I feed off the energy of the crowd and looking out and seeing so many of my dear friends too that showed up and everyone connecting and asking questions, and we could have gone on for 2 hours.
Easily.
Really.
Needs to be a workshop next time.
Breakout sessions.
And it did make me think like, God, just the call. I had a call earlier with a person wanting to know about Flower Clique. And I'm like, what are your pain points? And she's like, I've got some employee issues. And I'm like, you should have come to SAF. That's exactly what we talked about. But yeah, there were some good sessions there. The panel that Danny from Cactus Flowers facilitated with Monty and Lisa from Kennecott. And I can't remember the other two people, but we know them. Anyway, it was a great panel. And typically I'm not a big panel fan, as we know.
I know.
But Danny was fabulous.
Yeah, she kept it moving and got a lot of information out of each one of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Cameron had a great session as well on AI. That was a packed house as well. And a lot of great info.
And then one of our clickers, Christina Brown, taught a class that I sat in on, and it was really instructional. It was nice to see our Flower Clique members shine too. Capacities. So.
Yeah, and I sit in on a marketing one that had a lot to do with online marketing, and it was great to hear what they were sharing, but also what I felt was reassuring that Cammie and our team are doing what we need to do for our Flower Clique members. Because I walked away from there going, we're doing the right thing. And we have the right people to reach out to if we have any questions. Because we have, like Ryan in the industry, when we have a question, we just reach out to him. But it's just nice to know that they were giving great information, super questions. So you could tell people were really engaged. But then it was like, yes, Flower Clique's doing what we need to do for our members. So I guess that made me proud.
Yeah. course. Ellie, I have a question for you. And if you don't want to answer it, then Vonda can fix this to where I never even asked the question. One thing that I love the last few years about convention is the amount of next geners that have started coming. I think when I first started coming to SAF Convention, as there weren't many.
I'm going to put a pin in that. Continue.
Okay. So my question to you is, do you think Next Gen has helped them all go, hey, let's also all go here? And my other question would be, what would you say to a Next Gen person that was like, oh, I go to Next Gen, I don't go to that one, as to why they should go to that, if they should?
Okay, so to answer that last question, Next Geners who only go to Next Gen and not to, I think over the years, the Next Gen community, it's like this snowball effect where it keeps getting bigger and bigger. We used to be shoved in a conference room for our happy hour, and it was 30 minutes. And then the next year, they gave us a little bit bigger of a room. And then by this year, it lasted longer than an hour, but it was outside. It was
beautiful,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
The crowd was so large, to your point.
Yeah.
But it's this snowball effect where it becomes an extension of the Next Gen conference almost.
Yeah.
It's its own thing, right? Yeah. And all of the Next Geners stick together. So it's like a mini conference for us within the big conference.
Right.
Whereas I just think it's gained momentum over the years in that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I just didn't.
But then your other question about like, where do these Next Geners come from? So Amelia Island specifically, we were talking about it and how I've been twice, and how before we would be in our room, like we didn't really know anybody. Guess who else did that? Mimi, Zoe, Irving, they were all there those past 2 years as well. Everybody kept to themselves. There wasn't this safe space for us to connect and have a conduit for us. Mimi said she did the same thing that we did those years.
That's
where
crazy.
She just
we just did what we had to do.
Went up to her room and took some snacks and was alone.
Yeah.
And thinking back, that's so sad. She was there, Zoe was there, we were there, but we didn't
know what we didn't know.
So I think that's the beauty of Next Gen within it, is that we are the future and we need to be able to feel comfortable to be together and have a place to meet. And so,
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
But it's when there was like at least 4 or 5 people that were like, oh yeah, I've been here. Oh, I've been here. But
that is insane.
None of us hung out. None of us knew each other. So
we weren't looking around for it.
Yeah.
We were just hiding. So
that's pretty exciting. Really exciting. That is the future. It's the future of our industry.
Yeah. And I also had another conversation about, and we've been talking about this, on education versus community, right? When you come to these. And it's a huge question within colleges and universities right now, is what is the value of my education? What is, people are going to Stanford. We were even talking about my niece, my brother wants her to go to a college that has a good alumni association rather than more so the education, because
that's how you get a job.
You can learn anything.
Yeah.
And in 4 years, anyway. So I think of SAF and Next Gen like a university in that way of it's your community and it's your network. And so for us, I think being able to have all these great conversations with people, yes, the education is amazing, not downplaying that at all.
Sure.
But it's also the alumni of us all being together and being able to have this, have a brain dump with each other on what do you think of this, or how do you feel about that? And so nothing new there, but just when I was thinking of traditional universities and how there's not one place for the flower industry like that. We don't have that. So that SAF really cultivates that environment.
They do. I think SAF usually does a good job. They do give us some in-between times. So a little bit of downtime. Some of these, when I was at symposium, I felt like every minute I was packed. That different because I was helping you and I loved it, but I'm just there. I was like, oh, it's so fun to come sit at our charging stations on our couch, which was
Yeah, there was more than 15 minutes in between each session.
Yeah.
Right. At both of them, there was lunchtime, but the downtime in between was like, oh, we can rest for a moment and recharge with conversations, even though at the end you're tired of conversations. I get that, Ellie, but it's that face-to-face recharge that we're recharging with the people that we only see sometimes once a year or twice a year.
Speaking of recharge.
Yes. Ellie's recharge stations that we had for Flower Clique this year were amazing. What a fun thing.
Also is good to have those, like, after a session, you just had all this information in an hour, and then to have to run to another session, it's almost like you forgot everything. So to have this little buffer, you could talk about that program with somebody, or you could write your notes, and it really made those sessions more effective because you had time in between to digest the information rather than just being hit by a bus of 6 classes and then.
So we had those 3 charging stations, and some people after one would come over, they weren't even charging, they were just leaning on it and typing in notes from what they had just done. And I was like, literally and metaphorically, this is recharging right here.
Recharging your brain. And we've already thought of ideas for next year on how to make it better. Cozier.
I like Ian's idea on we need that rope, the VIP rope.
And maybe a pink carpet. I know.
And he goes, and you have to have a pink carpet. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. But that was another really great connection point.
It was. And I think that's it. It's all about connections. It's about seeing people face to face. And each time we have a conference, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of energy, but we walk away going, wow, that was so worth it.
It's good. So worth it. And we probably always will. So anyway, all right, time to move on to the next thing, girls.
Yeah. Got to get ready for our workshop.
Oh, we have a workshop. This pod is Tuesday and Wednesday is the workshop. Can either of you talk a little bit about it?
Yes. The name of the workshop, let me just bring it up here. The Holiday Countdown from Concept to Cooler. This is a workshop that we're having with Flower Buddy. And it is a flywheel from I'm going to do a little bit of trend forecasting and color palettes and get you in this holiday spirit to plan your holidays 2026. And then hand it off to Vonda.
I'm going to talk about forecasting your sales and what to order from those trends, what designs you're going to use, whether they're Flower Clique designs or you're creating some of your own. And then Flower Buddy is going to show us how we put that all together and make not only the recipes, but how you can make ordering super efficient. And then, of course,
your production plan. And they're going to show some inside demos on things. And we have a Flower Clique member we're going to use as a real life example, and it's going to be fun. So I think we should put the registration link in the show notes.
Sure.
And have everybody register. Even if you can't make it, we'll send out the replay. So
I do have I think a pretty important question about it though. Do I wear a Christmas sweater? Does it matter? Are we dressing for the holidays?
That's a really good question.
I feel like it's a great question.
I bet Ellie doesn't have a Christmas sweater. Not an ugly Christmas sweater.
I mean, it's packed away.
Yeah.
But Lori, maybe you can wear do you have an ugly sweater?
Jump on and go, look at me in my poinsettia Christmas sweater that used to be my mother's.
I can't even think about the holidays, but we are.
I can't either. That's why I'm like, will this help if we wear Christmas attire?
I'm afraid that if we wore Christmas attire, then we won't be as believable.
You don't think? Yeah. I got no skin in the game on Wednesday, so I can wear one, jump on, jump off, and I'm done.
But if I came on with something on my head,
I can wear that'd be cute. That'd be cute. But Lori, you will have to get ready. I don't know if you've seen the message in Slack that I sent about the next workshop where we hand this off to you to help them sell more efficiently and selling for the holidays. We don't have a date yet, but that's the last step in that, right? You have to go from trend to selling it. And unfortunately, you are the expert there. So you don't get off the hook that easy.
Okay.
All right. Now she's really thinking.
And then, exactly. That's what I was going to say. You can save
wear it. So anyway. All right, ladies, it's back to work time.
It's back to it. Less talking, more working.
Less talking for Ellie. So, all right.
Thanks.